Whether you're in Canada or the US, government spending, it needs to be on blockchain, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to explain very thoroughly for beginners as to why. Now, the COBECE letter, they did put out this post, but I really love how they explain some things, so we're going to go through this together. In this, they do reference the US, but as I said, this would be great for Canada as well, and it really goes for any industry that uses any type of contract. I hope that blockchain gets utilized anywhere that we need transparency. So with identifications, with real estate, with the stock market, with insurance, and the list really does go on, but let's get into this. Both Elon and Coinbase's CEO have proposed putting all US spending on the blockchain. This means 6.9 trillion of US spending per year would be placed on a decentralized ledger. But what does that even mean? First, you need to understand blockchain. And when something is decentralized, it means that not one central entity controls it. You may think, well, the government spending, it needs to be controlled by a central entity. Well, yes, but I'll explain that here in a second. It's important to understand how blockchain works. So a blockchain functions as a decentralized digital ledger where data is stored in blocks that are linked together in a chain. And this means that US government spending would be far more secure if implemented properly. Really, any industry that uses blockchain will be far more secure. But let's take a look at how it actually works. So when a transaction is requested, a block is then created with all of that data that represents that transaction. A block is sent to all of the nodes in the network. So this here, those nodes, those computers are decentralized because they all get it. It's not just one central computer that gets it. Now those nodes, multiple nodes, have to validate that transaction. Then those nodes receive a reward for their proof of work. So if you've heard of Bitcoin mining and you're wondering what Bitcoin mining is, well, there you go. Now, once that consensus is made that the block is good to go by the group of nodes and they've received their reward, then that block of data is added to the blockchain, so to that chain of blocks. And then that transaction's complete and the cycle continues. Okay, great, but why is it more secure? Well, because when that data is stored in those blocks, it becomes part of an uneditable digital chain. So that chain of blocks, it's immutable. You cannot change it. This here is really important. You can pause to read, but these blocks in this blockchain, they operate on a distributed ledger. So that information and that data is distributed out. All of that information gets shared to all of those parties, and it doesn't matter your geographical status. Ledgers can obviously be permissioned or unpermissioned, just depending on who is allowed to view the data. Furthermore, the blockchain could be publicly accessible to increase transparency. This is what the world is missing. This almost seems comical, but Pentagon couldn't account for 63% of its 3.8 trillion of assets in an audit. What? By using blockchain technology, payments would be easily tracked and audits could even be automated. Contrary to popular belief, yes, large banks are already utilizing blockchain. You can see there. Another big benefit to blockchain would be eliminating ghost beneficiaries. So blockchain can ensure that aid programs, pensions, and Social Security are received only by eligible individuals, reducing fraud. In my opinion, I would take a good hard look at those people and those organizations that do not want the use of blockchain technology for everything to be out there and for transparency for everybody to see. Ask them why. Why not? Let me know your thoughts. Should we be using blockchain?